Hello and welcome back to the channel. Nigel with you, Nigel's Modelling Bench, and here we are now with another part of this beautiful DeAgostini Ford Mustang GT500 from 1967, and this is now pack 60, so we're on part 33 of the video. And in this video we're only going to cover this one magazine because we've got quite a bit to do, as you will see. But first of all, as usual, we'll have a look through the magazine. There's all the details there from the manufacturers, and basically, if you want to get one of these, have a look in the description below the video, and you will see down in there that you can. There's a link you can go to and go and find out about getting yourself one. So the other sides of the Jeep. There is the GPA, which was basically GP amphibious. At the time, it was GP general purpose, I believe, and they were known as the Seep. The word Jeep didn't actually come. They weren't called Jeep when they were originally made. Some of you may not know where the Ford side comes in. Ford GPW was basically the same as a Willys. So you've got a Willys Jeep and a Ford GPW. They are basically the same. The easy way to tell when you look at one, on the front cross member, I think there's one here. If you look down in here where the front cross member is, down in there, on a Willys, it's a round tube going across the cross member underneath the radiator grille, and on the Ford, it's a pressed steel top hat design. That's the best way to tell the difference between a GPW and a Willys. And of course, these days, being so many years after the war, there are lots and lots of mishmashes with, different bodies and everything. And of course, I won't go into it, but there are different body manufacturers and everything through the years. So there's lots and lots to learn about. So there we go. We got the amphibious GPA, GPW, GPA, whatever. And then here we got the Duck. The DUKW was conceived by General Motors during World War II to transport equipment and troops on land and sea. So there we go. And there you can see we've got a Jeep being carried by a helicopter. Here's the in the Philippines. The Jeeps abandoned or given away by the American forces were modified and transformed into brightly coloured minibuses and became the inspiration for the manufacture of jeepneys by several homegrown companies. So yeah, they're stretched and extended, and they're beautiful, lovely things. And you can see here, this is in London, london.tours.co.uk, and here we are, GPW. You can actually go and ride on GPW, or DUKW. You can go and ride on, so that's pretty cool. There's the all the bits and pieces we're getting in this magazine. And then coming over the page here, Formula 2. If you remember Formula 2, Formula 2 came into existence after World War II. The first race was 1948 Stockholm Grand Prix. The FIA created the category as a less expensive supplement to Formula 1. So there we go. Lovely looking cars with their wings up in the air, front and rear wings up in the air. There's a Lotus 69 built in 1970. Seen here in a classic race. The model was very versatile since its chassis was used in Formula 2, Formula 3 and Formula Ford. Always with Ford engines, always with engines from the Blue Oval brand. Here we go. And this is how they used to do it, guys. You see them these days in their paddock and the big garage and everything. This is how it used to be done. So yeah, out in the bloody, out in the pits, you can see there's the engine removed there. There's a fresh engine going in. And yeah, just drag it all out and work on it with your tools and everything in the car park. Incredible. Right, so that's the magazine. Let's have a look at some parts. Okay, so as you can see here in this one, we're going to cover the glove compartment, fuse cover and parking brake. So we've got quite a few bits and pieces going on. I'm very impressed with this. When you compare this to the other part work I'm doing, we seem to be getting less and less parts per magazine, but with this Mustang, it seems to be pretty consistent. I know in the last one we only had the dashboard and the two vents, but at least we had a pretty big chunk of plastic in there. So that's all those parts there. You can see we've got lots and lots of bits and pieces here. So we'll just do a quick parts check. We've got the glove compartment, the panel there, we've got the switch down in here, and then we've got various little parts here, so we can cut all these bags open. We've got screws in there, we've got more screws in here, so get rid of these bits. We've got some more screws here, and some more screws here. Okay, so there's our bag of bits there. That bag can go away. So we have our parking brake, that's the cover for the switch. There's our ignition switch, there's our light switch. What is 60D? That's the fresh air ventilation knobs. Quite a bit of detail gone into this dashboard. So I think we have everything, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 lots of screws. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to turn these bags over so we can see what they are. Unfortunately, I've cut that one off. So this is a PS21. These are PS25. Keep all that over there separate. Every bag's gone face down, and that's a PS11. We're going to get the light on so you can see what's going on. We'll get the magazine over here out of the way. So, we've got all our parts. We aren't prepared with a screwdriver as usual. Okay, so it's telling us to get the dashboard, and we've got to take our glove compartment and clip it in to the dashboard. So I think that's going to be easier said than done. If you are suffering with lack of strength in your hands or whatever, then you might want to get someone else to do this for you, because that needs quite a lot of clipping in, and it doesn't go right down. So like you saw when I first started doing it, I was trying to push it in like this. It needs to be sort of on that angle to make it go in. So that's our glove compartment in place. Check the lid closes correctly. Yes, it does. I don't quite know how you're supposed to open it once you've got it closed, because once it's in we won't be able to get our hands behind it, but will we want to open it? I don't know. We will see. So going over the page, insert the ignition switch 60F, which is this one, into the housing in the left side of the dashboard under the right semicircular cutout shape. So this one is going to go in here, and you can see we've got a little notch in the top of there, and we've got a little tab on the top of there. So that's just going to pop into there like that. Is this right? Yeah, that is right. That's going to pop into there. There we go. And then we've got to turn it over and screw it in with a PS21 screw. So we'll get a PS21 screw out. Or maybe not, as the case may be. I think the switch has just fallen out again. So what we'll do this time, we'll get ourselves set up with the screw. In fact, is that... Nope, that screwdriver's too big. So I'm going to get this one. This one might do it. I really am prepared today, aren't I, guys? Sorry about this. Let me get sorted. Right, there we go. So we've got a little Tamiya screwdriver there. And we've got our switch in there, and we're just going to put that screw into there. Oops. It's a tiny, tiny, tiny little screw. There we go. That's cool. That's gone in like that. And then coming up to 60.3, fit the exterior light switch in its housing to the left of the ignition switch as shown in the illustration. So this one's going to go into that hole there. So we've got our exterior lighting switch, and that one doesn't have a key on it. It's just a round hole. So that's going to go in there, and we're going to, on the reverse, secure the switch with a PS17 screw. So that's PS11. Is that 11? 17? That's 11. So this one must be 17. Okay, so we'll get one of these onto there. And again, that screwdriver is not suitable. Turn this over and secure it in behind. That's going to take quite a bit of holding because there's no key on there. You've actually got to hold the switch and wind the screw in. So again, if you don't have much strength in your hands or whatever, get somebody else to do it for you. That's cool. I believe we're going to put a switch behind there and the lights are going to actually work. Then Then fit the fuse cover on the dashboard to the right of the ignition switch. Place the cover so that it follows the curvature of the dashboard. Secure the cover from the back with a PS11 screw. So here's a PS11. Okay, is that one going to fit in there? Yes, it is. So we'll put that one on there. And then we've got this going into here. Nope, that's not correct. We'll have the little cutout at the top. Nope, the cutout goes at the bottom. Okay. There we are. So it goes in with that little cutout thing at the bottom there. Turn that over and put a screw in. Isn't it nice they got everything screwing together? No super glue or anything. It really is a lovely build, this one. Okay, and then fit the glove compartment base 60B to the back of the dashboard so the attachment points line up, and fix the two pieces together with 3 PS25 screws. So this is basically going to go like that. Sorry guys, I've got a cold again, so I'm having to keep turning off the video to cough. It's my own stupid fault. The other night I had a shower and then went straight out afterwards, and it was about 3 degrees outside. That was sensible, wasn't it? Plus I'm spending a lot of time outside with Dottie, getting her house trained and stuff. So that's also taking its toll, I think. Plus I'm just an old man now, so I suppose I'm easily susceptible to things. Here we go. Right. So that's that in place. So basically, yeah, I mean, the glove compartment goes like that. You clip it closed. I can't see how you're ever going to... Oh, okay, you can, even with the lack of fingernails that I've got. But I don't know why you'd ever want to open it, but you can see now we've got the back in there. So you can see we have a proper functioning glove compartment. We could put stuff in there and hide it. You could hide a shed key or something in there. No one would ever think to look in there, would they? Right. And then step 60.6, the button, switch and cable attached to the right hand corner of the back of the dashboard as shown in the illustration. Note that the cable must face outwards and the switch must face the dashboard. Fit the switch into place and put the electrical switch retainer and attach with a PS25 screw. So we're going to get a PS25 screw on the screwdriver, like so. So that one's ready to go. And we're going to grab the switch. Something worth noting in here, guys, when they talk about left and right, they're talking about it as shown. So, you know, obviously this is how you look at the dashboard. This is the left, this is the right. When you turn it over, this is the left, this is the right. So, you know, if this was a car manual or something, they would refer to this as left and this is right, because they always look at it as if you're standing looking at the engine from the front of the car. But here they're doing it as per, you know, as they're showing it. So 1 minute this is the right hand side. You know, if you look on here, they will tell you to fit the glove box to the right hand side. There you are, by pressing it in the right hand side of the dashboard. And then when you come to here, they're telling you to fit a switch into the right hand side of the dashboard. So just bear that in mind. They're talking about it as if it's the way you're looking at it, not the actual left and right. So that switch is basically going to drop down in there. You can see that. We've got a recess down in there, and you can see behind there is the screw where the light switch is. So that's going to pop down in there. I'm just going to use my Tamiya screwdriver just to push it in and make sure it's gone fully in. Okay. And then this cover is going to go on. This cover piece, so drop on like that. Hold this less awkwardly, and then this screw is going to pop into there and hold that switch in place, and then there you go, the light switch is actually going to work. So that's that in. Then the next thing to do now, turn the dashboard over, and from the outside insert the end of the long bar of the parking brake lever into the hole in the ring just below the exterior light switch. So the bar is inserted vertically up to the raised stop. So we've got to put it in so that it's going in there. It's quite a snug fit. So the bar is inserted vertically up to the race stop. I think they mean horizontally, because you can't physically put it there. So put it in that way and then push it in. There we go. So that's how that's going to go. They've said vertically, they mean horizontally. Okay, so that's that in. Then we're going over the page, and they're going to tell us finally place the air ventilation knob 60D, which is this little black part, in the small ring to the right of the parking brake. Push the knob into position. So that's going to go into there like that. That's a nice snug fit. Again, no glue required. There we are. So that is pack 60 done. And we've got a lovely light switch, ignition switch, glove box, air ventilation switch, parking brake, and fuse cover. Very nice. On the top here, you remember it was like shiny in certain areas and not in others. What I've done, I've gone over it with a product called Scotch Brite, and it's kind of evened it all up. So it's made it all look the same. So that's what I've done there. As I say, I'm not allowed to actually divert off of the build sequence or paint anything or anything like I do with Pocker. But what I might do with this one, if it comes out really nice, if it looks like a beautiful model at the end of the day, which I'm 99.9% sure it will, I think what I'll do is probably strip it down and rebuild it and paint everything nice and everything. So there we go, that's been pack 60. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all soon for pack 61. I think I'll probably do 61 and 62 together, we shall see. So I'm going to put these screws away in their spare pot, and then we'll crack on with pack 61.